4x4 is a 2019 Spanish-language crime thriller film based on actual events. It tells a gripping tale of a thief trapped inside of an SUV, raising questions about the true power behind the locked doors. In today's analysis, we'll delve deep, providing a complete breakdown of all of this masterpiece. First, let's understand the characters. The movie starts with Ciro Bermudez, portrayed by Peter Lanzani. His character starts as overconfident and reckless, but as the plot thickens, his desperation and vulnerability surface. The vehicle belongs to Dr. Enrique Ferrari, played by Dani Brieva, a wealthy and terminally ill obstetrician. Dr. Ferrari's past experiences with crime lead him to create this inescapable trap, reflecting his complex nature driven by a mix of fear and a desire for control. Julio Amadeo, a role taken on by Luis Brandoni, is a retired police mediator who becomes involved in the standoff between Ciro and the police. His character brings a sense of authority and experience to the chaotic scene, attempting to navigate the tense situation with his negotiation skills. Officer El Tapia, depicted by Noelia Castano, represents the law enforcement side, showing determination and resourcefulness as a female officer on a bicycle patrol. The police chief, played by Alejandro Paquer, adds to the law enforcement perspective, showcasing leadership and the pressure of resolving the crisis. As the film progresses, each character reveals more layers. Ciro's initial panic turns into a fight for survival. Dr. Ferrari's motives are questioned, and the police force's efforts to manage the situation intensify. Hey, if you want to find out about the full story, make sure you keep watching this video till the end. Moving from the individual struggles to broader societal issues, this movie dives into themes of justice and revenge. It explores the lengths to which a person might go when they feel the legal system has failed them. The movie also touches on the theme of survival, both in the physical sense as we see Ciro fight to stay alive, and in the metaphorical sense as Dr. Ferrari battles his terminal illness and past traumas. The film questions the morality of taking justice into one's own hands and the consequences that follow. Another central theme is the idea of entrapment, not just physically in the confined space of the 4x4, but also metaphorically in the character's circumstances. Ciro's socioeconomic status and Dr. Ferrari's experiences with crime trap them in a cycle of action and reaction. The film suggests that this cycle can be broken only through understanding and empathy, which is highlighted in the interactions between the characters and the mediator, Julio Amadeo. The cinematography is cleverly executed, capturing the claustrophobic atmosphere of the 4x4 vehicle where the main character is confined. The camera angles are strategic, often close up to emphasize Ciro's emotional turmoil and the suffocating space he is trapped in. Special effects are used sparingly, which adds to the film's realism. The sound design of this movie complements its visuals perfectly. The absence of a traditional musical score heightens the sense of realism and urgency. Instead, the film uses ambient sounds like the hum of the vehicle, the ticking of the clock, Ciro's breathing to build suspense. Now let's take a look at the directorial aspects of 4x4. The director's choices play a pivotal role in shaping the film's intense atmosphere and delivering its message. The director, Mariano Cohn, opts for a minimalist approach, focusing on the psychological drama within the confines of the vehicle. This choice amplifies the tension and draws the audience into the protagonist's plight. The use of real-time sequences and limited cuts creates an immersive experience that aligns the viewer's sense of time with that of the main character, enhancing the film's suspenseful aura. The editing is precise and deliberate, with scenes arranged to maintain a steady pace that keeps us engaged from start to finish. The film avoids rapid cuts and instead allows scenes to linger, which not only builds suspense but also gives us the time to contemplate the situation. Ciro, a man in Buenos Aires, finds himself drawn to an SUV. His curiosity leads to trouble as he breaks in and starts to take items, including the stereo. His actions inside the car are disrespectful as he urinates and releases gas. But when he tries to leave, he realizes he's trapped. The doors won't budge. Panic sets in and he struggles to escape, damaging the car and injuring himself in the process. His phone, which could have been his lifeline, runs out of power. Injured and stuck, Ciro uses his shirt to control the bleeding. The heat inside the car is unbearable, and he drinks the last of his Pepsi. He spots a woman outside, but she can't hear his cries for help. Night falls and his thirst becomes unbearable, leading him to lick the windows for moisture. The next day, Ciro tries to keep his mind occupied by reinstalling the stereo. Suddenly, the car receives a call. The caller, Enrique, reveals himself as the car's owner and explains the car's security system named 4x4. Enrique has designed the car to be a fortress, bulletproof and soundproof. He also hints at a deadly trap within the car. Enrique shares details of his life with Ciro. He's a widower and with a terminal illness, living his last months. Ciro is uninterested in Enrique's story and demands freedom, threatening Enrique's family. In response, Enrique activates the car's AC to its maximum, causing Ciro to suffer from the cold. Ciro's attempts to escape are futile. The car's reinforced structure resists all his efforts. A glimmer of hope appears when a thief tries to break in, but it's quickly extinguished as bystanders intervene. Enrique calls again, turning off the AC. Ciro's frustration grows as he yearns for water. Enrique seems to take pleasure in Ciro's suffering. As Ciro weakens, he rants about societal inequalities and vows to never follow the rules of the privileged. Ciro's condition worsens. Enrique offers him water from a hidden hose after Ciro gives a satisfactory answer, but Ciro's thirst leads him to drink all the water at once. As days pass, Ciro's mental state deteriorates. He resorts to drawing on the car, eating paper, and drinking his urine to survive. Enrique calls once more, rewarding Ciro with a chocolate bar for providing his personal information. Now, Enrique's actions set off a chain of events that would forever change the lives of those involved. It began with a simple phone call where Enrique, under the guise of a lottery official, informed Irina that her husband Ciro had won a substantial sum of money. This lie was the catalyst for Irina and her son Lionel to leave their cramped apartment behind in hopes of a brighter future in a new home. Ciro, upon learning of Enrique's visit to his family, was overwhelmed with emotion. He questioned what he had done to deserve such a fate, only to be met with a cruel reminder of his past misdeeds. Enrique taunted Ciro with a list of his criminal activities, which included violent acts against innocent people. Despite Ciro's attempts to deflect blame, Enrique made it clear that he believed Ciro was unworthy of his family. In a desperate attempt to reconnect, Ciro used the last of his phone's battery, charged by the sun's rays over several days, to apologize to his loved ones. But, as fate would have it, the call was cut short. That night, after numerous attempts, Ciro's car roared to life, allowing him to make a hasty escape. His freedom, however, came at a cost. Injured and desperate, he found solace in a gas station, quenching his thirst and hunger. But when confronted by a cashier for not paying, Ciro's response was deadly. The harsh reality of his actions hit Ciro as he awoke from what he realized was a nightmare. Yet the dream's end brought no relief as Enrique stood before him, intent on further punishment. A struggle ensued, leading to a tense standoff with the police. The community was divided, with some calling for Ciro's death and others pleading for his release. Julio Amadeo was brought in to defuse the situation. Enrique, feeling abandoned by the system, had garnered support by highlighting the community's neglect. The standoff reached a climax when Julio persuaded Enrique to let Ciro go. But the resolution was short-lived as Enrique ended his own life in a fiery explosion, leaving Ciro to face the consequences of his past. The aftermath of the ordeal left the community in shock. Enrique, now dubbed the Samurai Doctor, was both vilified and praised for his actions. The media frenzy focused on the need for change and government support to prevent such tragedies. Ciro, now receiving medical attention, awaited judgment for his role in the harrowing events. Now, share this video with your friends who are crazy about the film, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome content.